Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Omster, and today we're going over a replay cast of a heroic div series between Team Happy Cloud and 9 to 5. Because this is a replay cast, we're not going to have the opportunity to see the drafts. So what we're going to do instead is at the beginning of the game, we will keep things paused until we can do a quick draft summary. And if people feel like it's not quite on point, feel free to add your comments in chat. Looking forward to this one. I see from the map downloads it's going to be, spoiler alert, 3-game series, which always makes things exciting. I myself have made sure I don't actually know who wins, so really looking forward to this. So looking at the map score here, we have bans from Team Happy Cloud. They banned Sky Temple and Towers of Doom. Two really macro-heavy maps. I don't know if that's because they believe 9 to 5 to be really good at them, or they just don't love the maps going this way. I appear to put, unfortunately, the same map ban for both teams is not right. So let me quickly change that. Tomb of the Spider Queen. Towers must have misclicked there. Okay, and 9 to 5 bans Garden of Terror and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Tomb of the Spider Queen, of course, being a map with a lot of very fast rotations in it. Other than that, we tend to see Garden of Terror bans. It seems like a lot of teams don't like to play on that map specifically. So we will grab the beginning of this game and we'll go over the drafts quickly. Game 1 between Team Happy Cloud and 9 to 5 being played on Battlefield of Eternity. So we'll get this going right up until we can see the teams. There we go. So Team Happy Cloud has drafted Li Ming, Hanzo, Anubarak, Lucio, Thrall. The Hanzo, Thrall, and Li Ming all excellent racers for the BoE objective. Li Ming able to kind of force the enemy team to choose whether they're going to take poke damage or whether they're going to let the damage hit the Immortal. Hanzo W's, of course, just shredding it, especially as he stacks that quest. And Thrall, just a strong auto attacker in the offlane. Anubarak Lucio gives the opportunity. Lucio lets them rotate quickly. Anub with the hard engage and locking people down for Ming combos, and again Hanzo W's. And Thrall providing a lots of CC when he gets his ultimate, whether it's Sundering or Earthquake. So a really good draft for this map. Obviously, teams usually draft for this map specifically when they choose it. Because I'm not able to see who was first pick, I'm not sure who chose this map, but Team Happy Cloud's draft suits this map wonderfully. Looking over at 9 to 5's draft, they have Diablo, Artanis, Orphea, Vala, and Rhaegar. Vala, of course, being basically the premier auto attacker in the game right now. You could argue Zul'jin does more damage, but he just doesn't have the safety Vala does. Artanis also a very strong offlaner, able to take amateur opponent and do tons of damage to the Immortal as well. Orphea is just a very slippery mid-range mage, able to kind of tap and poke on something like a Hanzo or a Nubarak and avoid a lot of damage when played well. Rhaegar's just a solid healer, in Diablo looking to kind of lock people down and make them targets. Just a ton of CC from that tank when he's played well. And I'm assuming in Heroic Division, these tanks are going to be played darn well. In terms of race, I think they'll be a little bit slower if this is a good Hanzo on Team Happy Cloud, but overall still good, and if they can even get one kill, they should win the race fairly easily. And Diablo and Rhaegar both able to do some zoning when defending their Immortal. So let's jump into this game. Team Happy Cloud versus 9 to 5. So, the blue team, representing Team Happy Cloud in the NGS Heroic Division. We have Drinking Bird playing Li Ming, Chrisinator on Hanzo, Fade playing Anubarak, R275 Delta playing Lucio, and Rob on Thrall. And the red team, 9-5 here in the Heroic Division. We've got Mark on Diablo, FF Uwu Fitting on Artanis, Zombie Boss HD on Orphea, King Carry on Vala, and Ferret 102 playing Rhaegar. So we see here we've got Aether Walker, so probably E build Li Ming, of course W build Hanzo, the only build for this map. Nerubian Armor for that mage damage coming out of Orphea, and a fair amount of Vala's damage, especially Q build Vala is considered mage type, so he just wants to mitigate that. Accelerando, and Rolling Thunder for the Thrall. And we see a pretty standard opening for these teams. Both just looking to make sure that there isn't going to be an easy gank. Crusader gets slammed into a wall early, but manages to survive, and they're just going to try and poke 9-5 back a little bit there with their damage. Fade being a good little tank and hiding, making sure that his engages come as a surprise to 9-5. He comes in on the Diablo, who gets on the cleanse from the Rhaegar and manages to survive, but about half his health is taxed. The feast on here from Diablo, we often see Spell Shield, and against Ming and Hanzo that wouldn't be terrible, but Mark seems to be pretty confident in his ability to Shadow Charge and overpower, getting health back from that. Amateur opponent for Artanis, which again is pretty much standard for BOE. On point, so a Q build Orphea, Q build Puncturing Arrow, and Feral Heart as opposed to Totem build on this Rhaegar. So again, talents you see more from confident players than maybe some of the safer choices that we'll see in Totem build or Spell Shield. Team Happy Cloud willing to seed lane prior to get this bottom camp. The E in, they jump on the Rhaegar immediately. Christiander gets pushed back by Mark, but they put a fair amount of damage on the Rhaegar, but instead Fade ends up being the one slightly more attacked. The flip on the Christiander, but he gets out. Lucio now super low. Vala's taking him out, and he dies. Mark very low as well, but they're unable to return the damage, and First Blood goes to 9-5. Orphea dancing around as she is wont to do. And in the top lane, top laner's doing top lane things. Looks like FFU Fitting at about a quarter of his health, and Rob just waiting to see if he'll do something stupid and get caught. Here comes a W, he hits! Not enough to follow up on, though. Artanis using his shield to stay alive and just soaking safe. Ferret goes in on Drinking Bird as she's alone since Delta and Chrisinator have gone to the Bruiser camp. Drinking Bird going to go back to make sure she's ready for the Immortal battle, so Fade will soak this with Beetles and auto attacks here. Rhaegar starting their camp. And FFU Fitting might want to back also, or at least tap to prepare himself for this Immortal fight. Coming in with a quarter health is going to make his contribution. He's just going to have to be very careful in his contribution for that. Chrisinator waiting to take this camp until the timing's right. And 9-5 just take it right now, wanting to give themselves better positioning for the beginning of this. And Artanis does go down. The Lucio coming in to help Thrall finish the kill. And he didn't want to give up this huge wave, but instead he gave up his life, which is going to give Team Happy Cloud an advantage to start the race on this Immortal. Rhaegar looking at them, and that's a bit of a difficult stun box there. There's the root on the Thrall, or sorry, the root by the Thrall on the Diablo. Fade comes in but misses his E. He doesn't manage to epic enter on that one. But the first bit of race goes heavily to Team Happy Cloud. Chrisinator's in there and has to flip out as Ferret jumps on him. Artanis is going for the raise, but Vala wants to help the team fight. Another root on Diablo. Thrall hitting those just left and right. Fade gets caught against the wall. He's taking a lot of damage. And Ubrak with not a ton of health as a tank. He goes low. Delta has to push back the team as some very aggressive positioning from the Diablo. Delta Bird trying to get that free damage, but the red team decides they're confident with the amount of mana Rhaegar has left, and it just allows, decides to block that instead of allowing the Immortal to take it. Drinking Bird going to cast it over again. This time it hits. Only 140 health on this Immortal, but Artanis is doing tons of damage on the other side, so even if they get this, and they do, one of the magic missiles gets through, and that's enough. Up at the top, we're seeing a fight here, but Artanis is going to be able to join now. Mark very low, gets the heal from Rhaegar, the burst, and that takes Vala down to about a third of her health. Drinking Bird, a huge combo, just comes up short of hitting King Carry, who was just about. Vala missed. So we have about a third shield Immortal. attacking the top lane of 9 to 5. Again, the offlaners go off to offlane things. Big chunk of poke from King Carry there. Fade going down about 40% health. And most of the characters on 9 to 5 are full health right now. And they're going to be able to kind of ward off the push. Already down to half health is the Immortal. And again, very good clear characters. As Vala, Diablo, and Rhaegar can really poke this down. They lose about a third of the health. A big combo again from Drinking Bird. Lethal. They jump on the Orphea. The cleanse comes out. Oh, the dance back with the auto attack, and instead it's going to be Chrisinator going down. What a beautiful play by Zombie Boss to hit that Q, dance back, and bait in the Hanzo. Absolutely fantastic. We've had 11 stacks for the Vala's Q, 87 stacks on the Soul Shield for Diablo, and they're going to be able to take this camp with the kill on Chrisinator. Again, just very small advantages immediately being taken, taken for leverage in a game in the Heroic Division here. Artanis taking the camp at the bottom, and Orphea going for support. And the whole team is actually rotating. They're going to let this top camp be cleared, but that gives them the map freedom. But they look like they want to try and answer back. They don't want to leave this top fort undefended, since it seems... But in the bot lane, it seems like Thrall goes in too far, and he gets caught out and killed by Orphea and Artanis. So the first Immortal going over to Team Happy Cloud, but it seems like 9 to 5 is just very... You could say clever, very careful and clever in where their characters are on the map and just catching little kills here and there on Team Happy Cloud. So we're preparing now for the second Immortal phase. Bruiser camps will be up in 30 seconds, so after the Immortals spawn, Team Happy Cloud making sure they've got Wave Prio top, hoping that maybe more damage will go on this fort during the Immortal fight. And both teams positioning to start their race instead of defending. So it's just going to be a race to start with. Both teams just seeing if they can put the most damage on. It's fairly even here. Yeah. Team Happy Cloud wins by all of 1,300 damage. So, not very much. But they're going to back off and clear lanes, and they're giving up. 9 to 5 is just going to take this Immortal. Fade's looking, they want to see if they can get in, but they're not going to be able to stop this fast enough, and that Immortal just goes immediately. I don't know what I'm not seeing here, but they just gave it up. Rob coming in late, but he goes down. They're not able to take King Carry down. There's the Unstoppable on the Lucio, using his high five, as 10s are now in. Cocoon goes down on Rhaegar. Oh, an incredible swap by Artanis, and it looks like Lucio's going to go down as well. Delta gets caught by the Switch Prism and gets insta-killed as the Immortal is already attacking the gate in the top lane. Just some excellent catch-outs and fighting here from Team 9 to 5, and this time the Immortal goes in their favor. So we have Apocalypse from Diablo. Oh, but they catch out Orphea, and once again, Zombie Boss just showing the utility of the ability to dance back on Orphea. Hasn't died yet, if I am remembering correct. No, the only one who died so far has been Artanis. And Team 9 to 5 seems to be taking this game by the throat. We got Apocalypse, Suppression Pulse, Crushing Jaws, Rain of Vengeance, and the Ancestral here on the Rhaegar. Wave of Force, Dragon's Arrow, Cocoon, High Five, and Sundering. So all the pretty standard ultimates for making plays. And we can note that the Diablo never went into the Stomp build, which is usually what you like for Fire Breath, so it makes sense he went Apocalypse. Blue team's looking at this camp, but again, they don't have a numbers advantage, and Chrisinator's jumped on. The Cocoon goes down on the Diablo. Crushing Jaws comes out and hits nobody. But Team Happy Cloud is going to have to back off. They're not confident, and especially since all 5 are here. But all 5 are here also. Out comes a Dragon Arrow. That stuns 2. The Sundering comes out as well. But again, they're not able to jump on these big AoE abilities, and now their cooldowns are locked in. The attempted trade on Drinking Bird, but this time Artanis misses. The root on King Carry, but instantly healed back up by Rhaegar. It looks like Team Happy Cloud is going to have to get some solid poke in before they can try to get a kill. The Rhaegar's healing has been on point. He's done a really good job with his cleanses as well. And this Diablo is so threatening. And of course, the Orphea has baited at least twice, where Fade thought he could get a kill, and then Orphea just goes, nope, I'm a dancer. Artanis taking their Bruiser camp, and Team Happy Cloud takes their Bruiser camp. And both teams are going to take a little bit of a breath as they wait for the next Immortal to spawn. Bottom camp taken by 9-5. Another attempt at a swap. It misses again. I think Uwu Fitting was expecting to see Chrisinator dodge there, but he didn't. He just stood still in the bush. And now, again, we're going to see race. Last time, the blue team won this race hardly, but Diablo is looking to get in the way. The Cocoon on Rhaegar, and they're going to jump now on the Diablo. Can they put out enough damage? He has full souls, so he's not going to take much damage. The Sundering comes out there. I have to assume that was a fat finger. The attempted swap, again. No targets, though. And again, Team Happy Cloud is just seeding where they can go. They're going to have to go for the defend here, but again, it's going down so fast. There's the grab on Drinking Bird, but high-fived out of it. Some big heals coming out. There's the Crushing Jaws, hits nobody. The stun on Zombie, but again, is able to get out with that great Rhaegar healing. The spin around does hit a few. Swap on Rob. Thrall isn't super uncomfortable in there, but he does take a lot of damage. Ooh, Fitting taking a ton of damage. He goes down to Chrisinator's Hanzo, but 9-5 does catch the Immortal. Now they just want to go. A great slam and another flip on 1 health. 1 health! Lucio was on 1 health and gets out, but he gets taken out by Orphea's E. Fade getting low. Oh, but they managed to kill Orphea as well. Now they're going to chase down this Vala. The W comes out but misses, and so does the Orb. King Carry going every which way to make sure she does not go down. And this camp is going to push right on the keep while the Immortal pushes on this one, on this fort. Diablo and Rhaegar thinking about chasing down Drinking Bird and Rob, but the Alpha Wolf manages to lock down Diablo and prevent that from being the case. Now they've got Fade in the offlane, and the rest of the team looking to take out this Immortal. Unbelievable. Lucio actually down to 1 health and survives. Gets out, high-fives his teammate just in time to get hit by Orphea's E, the Dread. Just some incredible fights here. Incredibly. Out comes the Sundering. They're looking to chase Vala. Out comes the Dragon Arrow as well. It's on Rhaegar. Boom! Blown up. Diablo gets Cocoon. It's now a 2 versus 5, and they take down Orphea as well. No dancing this time. He's all by himself. Mark pops his Apocalypse. He's trying to flip out Lucio, but he is all alone, and he goes down. And one wonders if it wouldn't have been wiser to maybe save that cooldown, considering he's back in 30 seconds, but he won't have his ult again for another 75. So they're going to push hard using the Beetles and the Anubrak, try and take down this keep. This game's been a little out of their control for the last little bit. Team Happy Cloud looking to take control of back with an excellent 3-for-none team fight. Uwu Fitting and King Carry coming back. Oh, Lucio having to use the high 5 to get out, but Delta gets very, very low. They're still poking away, but they're going to have to back off after taking about 60% of the health off the keep. Rhaegar drops the turret. They're looking to chase Chrisinator. The swap! Oh, it just comes short. That looked like it was going to be close. And in fact, it was close. Ferret using wolf form to scout out a little bit, see if there's any opportunities to catch somebody. But there's a fair amount of on the side of Team Happy Cloud, and some of them are looking to back so that they're ready for this next Immortal fight. Bottom camp does go over to 9-5. And the top camp also is on their side as Chrisinator takes it down, but he's taking a lot of damage from the spears of these Khazra. And once again, we're going straight to race with 18 stacks on Q. Vala looking to burst down their Immortal. And again, the blue team is just late getting to it as they're dealing with the map pressure from the camps of 9-5. Chrisinator looking at taking the camp, but again, he's alone and he's so low. And the blue team just the red team wins their race, taking the blue Immortal down to half. And almost nothing has come off of the red Immortal. Both teams taking a defensive position this time. Vala and Artanis taking out the Bruiser camp. Thrall has gone top to clear the wave, and Hanzo is going bottom. And again, 9-5 is 5 men. Team Happy Cloud only has 3 here. They're going to have to back off. And again, just the damage going down so quickly. They jump on the Diablo, root him, but there comes the Ancestral, and he's fine. Crushing Jaws comes out, hits nothing. The APOC comes out, they jump on Drinking Bird, but not able to finish it off. But Diablo is really just trying to get space there for his team to take the Immortal with a full shield, but he goes down, and King Carry goes down as well. The Cocoon's on Artanis, Zombie Boss and Ferret just backing out, trying not to lose any more members, but Delta chasing down this Orphea, and she's taking so much damage from Hanzo, she goes down. Artanis trying to dance his way around Thrall, but you can't dance your way out of auto attacks, and he goes down. Blue team, even though there's a camp pushing for top keep and the Immortal pushing, they're looking to end this game. They're trying to chase down Ferret, trying to prevent him from stopping their end here, but they want to end this game. They got 12 seconds before Vala comes back and 8 before Diablo comes back. And with the characters they have, it's possible they take this down. Ferret jumping on Drinking Bird. The Unstoppable, though, by the Lucio, and they're going to go hard. They don't care that the death timers are low. They want to end game 1 right now. A bunch of damage on Ferret. Mark, they stun out and kill Drinking Bird, but there's just too many characters still on the fort, and after losing 3 Immortals in a row, Team Happy Cloud comes back with a great team fight, excellent Cocoon, blows up Team 9-5, and they win game 1 on Battlefield of Eternity. GG. An exciting game, to say the least. Just so back and forth, but Team Happy Cloud really seemed to have a sense of what their win condition was. While they had very good race, they were aware that they were losing the kind of the overall control game of the map. And so their decision was, let's win a big team fight and see where it goes from there. And so they kept positioning themselves for strong fights, backing off when they had to, but coming in when it made sense. And then Diablo trying to make space with that APOC got himself blown up very quickly. I think even Mark was surprised at how fast Team Happy Cloud blew him up with the damage they had, and that turned game 1 into, well, it turned that fight into a 4v5, so they get a full health Immortal, but the Immortal still had to go through the fort there at the bottom, and once he was down, there's a lot of good chase on Team Happy Cloud's draft, and they just chased him down and killed him. Some excellent work from Delta on the Lucio, and the Cocoons were just on point. So game 2 is going to be on Infernal Shrines. And unfortunately, I've spoiled that this is going to be a 3-game series, but this is the only spoiler, I promise. So Infernal Shrines, a map with a lot of point control, trying to clear out minions, so wave clear a top priority. And we'll pop ourselves into the game here and have a quick talk about the draft before we get started. And there we go. So, Team Happy Cloud this game drafted Chromie, Malthael, Diablo, Sonya, and Rhaegar. All these characters are able to contribute fairly well to clearing of the minions and clearing of the waves. There's not really one character I'd say here is terrible at wave clear, although Diablo is pretty slow. But a lot of walls on this map and segments of walls means that especially near shrines, maybe even not near shrines, near camps, Diablo gets a lot of control and is the Lord of Terror is aptly named on this map. He can do a lot of both damage and CC in all of the important places of this map. Now the lanes are fairly long, so that CC doesn't always mean it's going to end up in a kill, but it's pretty frequent. Altogether, this is more the triple bruiser style with the Chromie doing damage, which is totally fine. She's going with the Dragon Breath quest, so and Malthael and Sonya do plenty of damage even in a triple bruiser. It's not like they went Urel or something that provides very little damage. So this could work quite well depending on how they play it. As for 9-5, they've chosen looks like a Varian Zarya Imperious core, so also in a sense a triple bruiser. most likely tank variant, although I guess if you wanted to get spicy with the Zarya shields, you could go smash variant, just look to blow up the Sonya or the Diablo faster than the other team can respond. Zul'jin is the hyper carry, absolutely makes sense, although there's a role swap here. Mark is playing the Zul'jin this time, and King Carry is on the Zarya. And Stukov, just a great all-around support, has AoE healing, has the silence, which can be very frustrating, especially for something like a Malthael that likes to dance around, or a Chromie who likes to use her traps to save her. So I would think, looking at these drafts, that Stukov is actually the key to the 9-5 draft. If he can kind of rob big abilities or like big heals from the Ancestral, or just big abilities at opportune times from Team Happy Cloud, most of their damage comes from abilities. These are all, in a sense, casters. If you can silence them at the right times, team fights could really easily swing, especially later in the game when Zul'jin's fully stacked. So let's get to our introductions. For Team Happy Cloud, we've got Drinking Bird on Chromie, Chrisinator on the Malthael, Fade playing Diablo, Rob on Sonya, and R275 Delta playing Rhaegar. In red, we've got Team 9-5, FF Uwu Fitting on Varian, King Carry on Zarya, Mark on Zul'jin, Ferret 102 on Stukov, and Zombie Boss HD playing Imperius. Game 2 about to start. So it looks like both teams again starting with your regular go mid and check out what's happening. No cheesing. Offlaners haven't split off yet. No, Varian is basically a melee minion until 4. And Zarya's, a lot of the strength of Zarya comes as her talents come to make unstoppables and so on and so forth. And the unstoppables on the Zarya shields actually makes for an opportunity to make up for the fact that, oh my goodness, that's so much! And even with the cleanse, that is the end of Malthael. An excellent slow, and then the Stukov silence. And we're already getting a preview on just what that can do. Now, as I was saying, the Zarya ability to put Unstoppable on her shields makes up for the fact that Stukov, one of Stukov's weaknesses as a healer, or as a support, is that he doesn't have a cleanse innately. And especially not like Rhaegar or Chromie, who gets them at level 1. So having a support character in Zarya that allows you to have Unstoppable on about a 7-second cooldown-ish is very, very strong. Now, both teams are going to go for their camps early. The offlaners, I guess the true offlaner is going to be Imperius and Sonya at this time. Varian literally weaker than a healer at level 4. It looks like they've caught King Carry, taking a lot of damage. Again, the silence comes out, which prevents Chromie from getting all the damage down she wants to. Delta came in from the top, and again, if that was a full level 4 Varian, he would be dead, but he manages to get away. Chrisinator getting a little damage on the side, but the W over, and he manages to jump away. If these two teams will stop brawling for a moment, we'll go over level 1 talents. We've actually got High King's Quest from the Variant. This might be Smash Variant. Maximum Charge, getting extra points there on the Zarya. But we have a flip here on Mark. He's taking a lot of damage to Zul'jin, but the silence, again, does so much. And that's going to be the end of Diablo. And it looks like, yes, the end of Malthael as well. Mark taking damage. Oh, my goodness, he's down to almost nothing. But Delta, oh, the taunt comes in right in time, and he goes down. So this is Taunt Varian. But he did go High King's Quest and not the Lion's Maw quest. Bone Slicer, so this looks like it's going to be a Q auto build Zul'jin. Of course, Low Blow. Stukov does nothing else. And Burn the Impure and Battle Hunger for the Imperius so far. And again, as we mentioned at the beginning, these Stukov's ferrets silences have been absolutely perfect so far. 14 stacks on the Deep Breathing already on Dragon's Breath. We got On a Pale Horse for Double Soak and Black Harvest, so we're getting a Reaper's Mark build here for the Malthael, which makes sense into as many tanky characters as we see on the side of 9-5. We do have Devil's Due, but Sacrifice going in, not a sub. There's the taunt on the Raider, takes so much damage, the silence goes down, and he just gets out with 85 health at its lowest. Got Shout of Fury, and Totem build this time. So this Rhaegar looking for the Totem build. Diablo all by his lonesome, about the worst character to be clearing on his own. We've got an Arcane Shrine. 9 to 5 is shredding this down, and Sonya's staying top. It looks like they're planning on giving up this one this time, since Rhaegar had to back from all the damage he took. And they're just going to try and push the lanes out, get some wave prio. And again, that's the thing in higher level. If you can damage a character enough that they just don't come into... They're looking for a gank here. That they have to back out of the next fight. Oh, they come in immediately. Chrisinator with the body block, but Zombie is able to get behind that fence, and this gank fails. And now it's 35 to 6. They're still looking to get on Zombie Boss, and he's totally And they're looking to get a little more value, but they get the gate on the top lane. Now more of them are rotating up. The slow on Malthael, the silence on Malthael, the stab on Malthael, and he goes down. Ferret, you're a genius! Arcane Punisher down in the bot lane, beating on this front gate, but it's getting melted very quickly as he was pulled in behind, and he's taking damage from both towers and the fort. Goes down quickly. So actually, blue team with their gank and their camp got slightly more out of this than this. But now the red team thinks that they have more control here, so they're going to look at taking this camp with 4 members here and Imperius going top. But all 5 members of Team Happy are here. Team Happy Cloud or Team Arcane Lizard, whichever they're going by now. Their pick is a little vague. It says they're Team Arcane Lizard now, but they're still listed as a... There's the taunt on Malthael. He's not a very tanky character, and the silence again, the perfect kill. This Varian Stukov, what a combo, and they are using it to incredible advantage. If they win this game, I think 9 to 5 is gonna owe Ferret at least 1 beer. I know he's just doing his job, but damn, is he doing it well. Here comes the jump by Diablo, but he gets silenced as well. And again, he just can't follow up standing in that big purple puddle with that creepy Zerg beak trying to nibble his toesies. Here comes the time loop. They put damage down on Uwu Fitting. He's taking a lot of damage from that fort, but Fade can't get the flip, and Uwu is gonna get out safely. Offlaner's doing offlaner things. So we got the speed burn. We got deep burn at level 7. It looks like Team Happy Cloud is going to look to see if they can't get a gank here on Zombie Boss. So he's playing very safely since they're not showing on the map. Now here's the time. They do push him in. Oh, I'm not sure that flip was necessary. It actually would have been better if he'd stayed on the other side here. He's getting a lot of health back from his passive, but he goes down. Delta taking a lot of damage. He stays up. Zul'jin considering coming in, but Imperius was dead by the time he makes it up, so he's just going to get some sex. But he takes down Delta! The return kill by the Zul'jin. Absolutely beautiful. And here comes Ferret, seeing if anybody else wants to be quiet for a little bit here. King Kara gets some very cute auto attacks with 0 energy onto the Sonya, and Sonya says, "Thank you for the cute tickle." 10s have come in for both sides. Of course, we've already seen the Temporal Loop. Last Rites, as per usual. Apocalypse, Leap, and Ancestral. And we've got the Warbringer, Expulsion Zone. And we're going to see another taunt here on Chrisinator. Yes, there's the taunt and the stab. Again, the CC chains from 9 to 5 are fantastic. Chrisinator looks like he's doing... Oh, but the Expulsion Zone is perfect, and he goes down. Here comes the Apocalypse. And they get the Stukov. They're going to try to kill that silencer. He's been such a frustration to them, but the what's it called now, damn it? The flailing swipe knocks them back. The jump in from the Sonya. They're looking to kill Zarya now, and they get her. Uwu Fitting and Zombie Boss just trying to walk away from this engage. Oh, but the chromie damage is so high. 360 life left on Zombie Boss. He barely survives that. So we have Taz Dingo, Flailing Swipe, and Angelic Armaments. So instead of the grab and displace for the Imperius, he's looking to go instead for the shield. And against the triple bruiser comp, making him even harder. I mean, he lived for quite a while on the gank right here. Angelic Armaments is just going to make him that much harder to finish off in a quick timeline. Varian already has 2 of his 3 quests finished on High King's Quest. 58 stacks here. Oh, a lot of damage on Mark from the Chromie. That just means he can attack faster. So now Chrisinator's, they're up 18-0 here, but Chrisinator's alone. He's prepping, he's setting up, but oh, the flip on Ferret! The Flailing Swipe comes out. He's down to 130 health. He takes so much damage from that Chromie. There's the taunt on Chrisinator. Ferret trying to stay close enough to heal, but far enough away he doesn't die. Mark taking a lot of damage. The Expulsion Zone trying to keep him safe. The leap comes in and it's perfect. Uwu Fitting gets last right and he goes down. The Taz Dingo. Oh, perfectly timed by Drinking Bird. Gets that Q. The second the unkillable comes off. And that's a 2-for-1 for Team Happy Cloud. An excellent fight. Now, Sonya did come up to use her leap in there, which has meant that Zombie Boss can take this bot camp for free. That's the trade they're going to make after losing that fight and giving up this Frozen Punisher. And there's already no gate, so this Frozen Punisher, especially with these two characters coming in a little bit delayed, could mean the top 4 goes down. Sonya here, looking to push on Zombie Boss. He's totally but Sonya still backs off. The jump onto King Carry, but a good shield just means now she's full of energy. Mark pops his, I forget what it's called, the level 1 ability he has to cut his health in half and do more damage. Uwu Fitting. The Silence and the Expulsion Zone together. Now Mark gets jumped on, so he's not contributing to this fight. So Fade takes a lot of damage, but is not finished off. The Fort is down to about 40%, maybe 33%, and the Punisher goes down. There is a camp pushing here. Malthael and Sonya are fighting Zombie Boss. He's going to take a lot of damage. He pops the Angelic Armaments, but he gets stunned against the wall. Last Right goes off. That's 2 stacks of Last Right as Imperius is blown up. Now, it looks like some of them will go down to clear the bot wave, and the rest are going to try and protect this mid-camp. Fade walking. The leap, but it... Oh, no, it still hits the Varian. The shield goes out. They're going to try and save Mark here. The Flailing Swipe comes out as well. They basically built a team around keeping him alive. Oh, the Ancestral, not quite on time, but they do kill the Zul'jin, cutting the damage from 9 to 5 basically in half. Oh, but they jump onto Chrisinator. The flip, though, on Uwu Fitting. He's going to take a lot of damage. He gets shielded. Can't carry there. The silence is perfect! And again, King Carry gets out when it was looking certain he was going to die. Zarya saving her life with that Pain is Temporary talent, consuming all her energy and giving herself a huge shield. And that combined with the silence. Now the temporal loop's coming out on Uwu Fitting. He managed to get out. They try to slow down Fade just in time to stab from Imperius. And, oh, Fade's taking a lot of damage. The Ancestral comes out, and now it's on time. Zombie Boss gets pulled in. The Last Right's on him, and he dies. Underrated part of the big circle. It also clears waves really quickly, so even when other members of the team are low, they're able to take that down. Mark just stacking damage onto Fade. He's up to 16 stacks of auto attack talent. Oh my goodness. He's just chucking the Diablo, and he kills him! Mark not afraid to chase down a character and just blow them up with autos. 16s are in place for Team Happy Cloud. We're seeing the Quantum Overdrive, Giant Slammer, another Totem. 139 stacks now on the Reaper's Mark, the Black Harvest, and the Bruiser Camp is taken here. So the teams seem to have kind of split the map in half, top and bottom at the moment. 9 to 5 looking at this bottom fort, but Team Happy Cloud looking to take this camp and finish off the top fort. We'll see. It doesn't... Oh, the red team seems to have snipped this out, and they're coming up to see. But Zul'jin should not be the first one here. They finish it off, and they claim back. The stab hits 2. They're going to go Chrisinator. The taunt and the silence blows him up immediately. Rob leaps to try and get away. Jumps on Ferret, trying to kill that Stukov, but she goes down as well. And a quick 2-for-0 as Team Happy Cloud. They did get the top fort, but they had themselves totally split, and that means they give up 2 characters. And this game has just been hallmarked by really quick decisions. Just patience at the right time, followed up by fast, decisive team fights. And this Varian Stukov has been deadly. I have to assume that in the bans, we're not going to see this combo next game. There's the taunt and the silence onto Diablo, the heal. The Expulsion Zone is keeping him locked down. He's going to have to try to jump out. The Ancestor comes out and he does get some healing, but it's too much damage. He goes down, and he does not have his soul, so he's not going to be back in 5 seconds. Rhaegar getting chased. He has nowhere to go. Stabbed by the Imperius. He tries to get out. The taunt silence. I feel like I'm getting repetitive. So the Last Right comes out. King Carry, though, gets his shield. A huge amount of energy now. Mark piling damage on Chrisinator. It misses his twirling axes. We've got Banner of Ironforge. So we've got the Amber Hammer. I talk word good English. Mortar Shrine this time, and I can't push in the top lane. So the Armor Shrine for Varian this time. Again, looking to increase the healthiness of his team. If Team Happy Clan can't take their heroes out fast enough, the silence and the taunts just do so much work, and Chrisinator might have to give his life for taking this camp. There's the taunt! The silence misses. He's going to try to jump out with his W, and it's not enough. He goes down again. Imperius finishes the Mortar Punisher, and it's barreling down on the mid keep as the fort there is already gone. The rest of 9 to 5 rotating the support as they have Wave Prio in the bot lane as well. With no gate there, it's going to attack the fort directly. The jump comes over on Sonya. Now she gets stopped by the Chromie Time Trap, but the silence in the expulsion zone. Rob jumps in, gets a stun on fort, but it's not enough. With no tank, she just dies. And now the Punisher and 9 to 5 are going to do tons of damage to this keep, and they are a full level ahead. They're going to hit 20s first if they even let the game go that long. Chromie's trying to get damage out, but she cannot go safely. So 9 to 5 is going to jump right on the core. Punisher is punching. Delta and Fade looking for the Punisher jumps right on the Fade, and the taunt goes down on Chromie. The silence comes out. Here comes APOC. Taz Dingo popped as well. They're just looking to finish the core, and they do, despite Team Happy Cloud's attempts to defend between the Punisher and these attackers. Game 2 goes to 9 to 5, and the series is tied at 1. GG. Another absolutely brilliant map decided more on excellent team fighting than by super strong macro decisions. Not that they were poor macro decisions, but both teams fairly equal in that regard, and instead just waiting till they find the right fight and finishing off their opponents. Again, I cannot gush enough about how effective their combo strategy was, especially once they hit 10 with the expulsion zone. The taunt into silence into expulsion zone, even though Diablo and Malthael and even Sonya, once she gets sleep, has ways of getting out from the expulsion zone, ways of getting out after being taunted. The silence combined with those abilities made it impossible for people to escape. And any pick they got was a dead character. I can't really recall anyone just instantly getting away from that. So an excellent combo, obviously well practiced by 9 to 5, pushes this series to Game 3. And this time, Game 3 is taking us to Volskaya Foundry. So one of the nice things about Volskaya Foundry is it's a point control map. We're guaranteed team fights. If anybody wants the Volskaya Defender. Now, early on, it's not that strong, and I have heard it referred to as the Volskaya Distraction. Whether these high-level teams are going to prioritize that, or instead maybe giving it up and prioritizing getting lane value and structural value, we'll just have to see. But Game 3 is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. So we'll load up this map, and we'll get ready for an epic Game 3 between Team Happy Cloud and 9 to 5. So as we pop into game here, let's get our characters loaded, and then we'll do once again a quick talk about the draft. So blue team here. Team Happy Cloud has actually gone for a double healer, triple frontline comp. In a sense, if we're considering Uther the main tank here. So they've combined two concepts into making Vala a hypercarry. So they put a lot of trust in Chrisinator to be just a super powerful Vala, whatever build he goes. And if they're thinking there might be a lot of fights on points, I wonder if we see a W build on that Vala. Uther Ariel should be able to keep her safe. We've got Cleanse, we've got either Resurrection or Aegis, depending on how they want to protect the Vala. They also have Divine Shield if they feel like that's more helpful. Imperius, as we saw in the last game, a lot of CC, although with Imperius you often want to make sure someone else gets the first CC and you follow up. But Overall, this is a Vala Carius Please comp. Lots of wave clear from Blaze and Imperius after 7 when he gets his cleave. Ariel, one of the strongest healers in the game right now, and again, her lack of a cleanse and lack of overall escapability really mitigated with the second healer into Bruisers. But this game is 100% going to be on Christinator's shoulders as the pretty much the sole solid damage dealer. In terms of the red team, we see Raynor, Varian, Tyrande, Dahaka, and Zarya. So they really like this Varian Zarya together. I have to assume with the Tyrande here that Stukov was banned, and for good reason. It was incredible last time. But still, the Taunt Expulsion can do a lot of value. The Dahaka Tongue also excellent, excellent. And Zombie Boss was really good with his Imperious Qs, so I have to assume his Dahaka Tongues will be good as well. Tyrande, an interesting choice. This must be a pocket pick for Ferret. We don't see a lot of Tyrandes in competitive play, but I can't imagine he picked it just going, oh, well, it's the only character I have with a follow-up to Taunt. So he must be quite comfortable on it. In this game, Raynor's our hyper carry. It's going to be mostly on his shoulders, although if Varian once again goes for the High King's Quest, he will have pack a bit more of a punch, and the Tyrande also helping teams have increased auto attack damage. So the core of this team being Raynor, Varian, Zarya with a little bit of Tyrande stun and Dahaka control, with his Q being the longest non-alt stun in the game. So let's get this game going. Both teams have decided everything is going to be on their hyper carry and the play of their tanks. Let's get going. Game 3 between Team Happy Cloud and 9 to 5 on Volskaya Foundry. In blue, representing Team Happy Cloud, or Team Arcane Lizard, we've got Christinator playing the Hyper Carry Vala, Fade on Uther, Drinking Bird on Imperius, Rob on Blaze, and R275 Delta on the Oriole. For the red team, representing 9 to 5, we've got Mark on Raynor, the Hyper Carry, FF Uwu fitting on Varian, Ferret 102 on Tyrande, Zombie Boss HD on Dahaka, and King Carry playing the Zarya. And his Zarya was pretty darn good last game. Dahaka kind of first moving to the bot lane, but perhaps looking to see if he can come in for an angle for a sneaky tongue. Both teams playing it more on the careful side. Ooh, great Varian spray. The Carbot sprays are best sprays. Changed my mind. Ooh. Well, there's a great tongue, and Drinking Bird is already taking so much damage. But again, double healers is going to remove that. Before the taunt comes up, it's going to be hard to really pin down a character long enough to kill them. Blaze has gone to the top lane. And let's have a quick look at... oh, that's a lot of damage early on the Varian. But King Carry manages to get enough energy to push them back with the damage. So we've got auto attack volley, even more risky. This is... Don't die or just go home, Christinator. Team Happy Cloud putting a lot of pressure on his shoulders. We've got the Silver Touch before Uther. Paling Light from Imperius. So looking for, it looks like, let's see, final damage is increased and its cooldown reduced based on Valor's Red. So looking for repeat Qs, cooldown Qs, Adrenaline Stim Pack, and Righteous Assault from Ariel. We've also got the stacking quest. We've got the Gambit for Raynor as well. Both teams going with Gambits. Whoever manages to kill the other, I would say the other carry twice in this game, probably wins. High King's Quest, we're seeing again the Lunar Blaze from Tyrande. Regeneration. Oh, but we're seeing a team fight here. That was not a safe rotate, and King Carry's going to go down. And they're going to put a lot of pressure on this gate in the 4-man rotate, although there is a wave crashing. Blaze is going to have to answer that. First blood to Team Happy Cloud, but it's not on the Raynor, so it doesn't matter that much. And again, maximum charge for Zarya. So the regeneration build instead of the race car build for Dahaka, I would say it doesn't help his double soaking, but there aren't as many clouds or vents on this map as there are bushes on other maps. So to me, it makes sense that he's going for the regeneration, which gives him more health and more on his passive. Team Happy Cloud is going to go onto their siege camp, but that's going to give up this neutral camp with the healing beacon to 9 to 5. Blaze is taking their turret camp, and we're going to see the point up in just a few seconds. 23 to be exact. As both teams look to secure wave prio before the before the beacon comes up, pardon me. Sorry, had to have a little swallow there. So, Chrysinator able to be a bit more aggressive than you normally see out of a Vala, giving her a chance to stack more of her auto attacks, because again, she does have the dual healer. And here comes the taunt out on Fade. Uther taking a lot of damage, but the armor he gives himself from healing means he's staying alive, and then the healing from Ariel. The healing beacon is used now. So they're not going to have that for the next fight. A lot of damage coming out. Raynor getting stacked. Ooh, Fading takes a ton of damage. She's going to go down. Now Fade is taking a lot of damage. It's healed by the Ariel. The dig up from the Dahaka. But King Carry takes a lot of damage. She's going to go down as well. The tongue misses and instead hits a minion. And now it looks like Zombie Boss is going to be stuck in a tough position. Fade and Drinking Bird both looking for an opportunity to stun. There's the stun, but it's a little late. Is he still going to go down? Yes, he dies also. And this double healer comp, at least at the moment, is proving to be too much for 9 to 5 to handle. Another great stab. They're going to try to take Mark down and make him lose a stack of his Gambit. Chrysinator also taking damage, and here comes Uwu Fitting. He's going to go for the stun on the healer instead. Drinking Bird trying to get out. Chrysinator is doesn't even have enough for an E. If she gets caught by a taunt, she's going to lose a Gambit stack as well. But they hit 7s. They hit 8, actually, a full level before their opponents. And this is not going well so far for Team 9 to 5. Now, the game can turn around at any time, but they lost the healing beacon, they lost some heroes, and they lost a Gambit stack on Raynor. So they paid a lot in losing that team fight. Now we've got the press forward and flash of anger, so a very aggressive Imperious build with healer. I like it. Of course, cleanse. Nine to 5 takes their fortification camp. And they're sitting on the point at the moment as Team Happy just looks to take the gate. Now, Zombie Boss is looking for the tongue, and he's looking for it specifically on the Vala. Now, there's the tongue instead on Uther. Fade's going to go down. He dies, but he can still heal at this point. There's a stun on Delta, but he's just going to walk out of here as Chrysinator does so much damage. And that gives Ariel so much energy, which she needs less than she used to. Already hit the first stack of 100, and we're not even, well, we're just over 5 minutes. And Chrysinator is just going to get more and more deadly. Once he hits that level 16 power spike, this is going to be terrifying for the members of 9 to 5. Raynor can be a strong hyper carry, but Vala with double support and triple bruiser is an incredibly strong comp. And I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen it before. This Uther main tank mixed with a triple bruiser comp, I don't recall seeing it before. It's a smart adaptation of two really good strategies. 9 to 5 is going to take their camp, and they are ticking down the distraction here. But again, like we mentioned in the quote-unquote draft phase, or the map phase, they're just going to give it up. It's not that strong early on. They're going to look at taking this bot, and they take half the health off the bot fort, and they're going to be able to defend. And another thing, the Protector is going to give them a lot of free auto attacks. It's a 4v3 in the bot lane, though, because 2 are in the Protector. Zombie Boss taking a ton of damage, and the whip keeps him from getting the tongue he'd like to have. But now he's chasing Chrysinator. That's a misclick, my bad. Drinking Bird taking a lot of damage from the Raynor. And Chrysinator taking a lot of damage. The tongue comes out, but Chrysinator reads it coming and ease away. Blaze is now the one defending. Essentially 1v2 against this. And Dahaka's going top, so he's going to support this. They're going to look to see if they can't grab Rob with the tongue. But the rest of Happy Cloud, or at least 2 members of Happy Cloud, are now going to trade in. Imperious defending the bot lane against the Hyperion, and the damage from Toronto. And Toronto does pretty great auto attack damage. Chrysinator, oh, an excellent push away so that she cannot continue to stack her autos on the Protector. And they get the gate there. And the gate top. So we're fairly even in structures. Chrysinator gets pushed away again. Zombie Boss is going to go for the tongue here, and again, a great E away by Chrysinator, keeping himself from losing a Gambit attack. Drinking Bird is very deep. Ooh, Fitting comes in with the taunt, but the Crystal Agents comes out immediately, and the Unstoppable lets him fall through the Expulsion Zone. Incredible play by the supports. And this time there's a 3-man stun, and it's followed up by the stab, and another stab. Oh my goodness, is this going to be a 5-man team wipe? Just an incredible series of ability usage by Team Happy Cloud, and they blow up a 4-for-0 on the members of 9 to 5, and they are popping off on this triple bruiser double healer comp. Absolutely brilliant strategy, and it is paying off in spades. I still cannot believe that they managed to just... He cleansed the Vala as the expulsion zone came out, so she didn't get bumped into the red team, and she could just E through it. Just an incredible play by Fade there. Props to the main tank player for popping a perfect cleanse. While this is going on, Blaze's bot putting even more damage, but smartly rotates away before he can get ganked. And now the rest of Team Happy Cloud is happy to rotate top. They see their enemy's bottom and they go, hey, free fort for us. Blaze carrying out... Rob has really kind of been a stone alone. We haven't seen much of him until he showed up in that last team fight and stunned 3 people, allowing Imperius to get a bunch of stabs. That level 1 talent, I don't think I've seen it used so cleverly. Now, there is a taunt and a stun. There's the Unstoppable on the Vala. Imperius does grab Raynor. There's the Rain of Vengeance, but the Expulsion Zone, and now, oh, the jumps on Chrisinator, but just can't get enough damage. Now, the Hyperion comes down, and that is going to do good AoE value. A good stun by Rob to prevent Chrisinator from getting grabbed by the tongue. There's the invulnerable Imperius, but that might not be enough. He's taking a lot of damage and manages to walk out there. Now, Zombie HD is going to look for the tongue on Chrisinator. He eased to try and make that harder to do. Mark takes a lot of damage, and he loses another Gambit stack. And again, 9 to 5 is being forced to push back. They're down. Oh, but Chris E's in, and he gets taunted. He takes a lot of damage. And Varian goes down instead. Again, the double healer making it very hard to follow up on this. And without the Stukov, it's easy for her to E out, and for Ariel and Fade to just heal her up right away. And they're going to take most of the gate on this keep from Team 9 to 5. 192 stacks on this Vala already, and she is just getting to do whatever the hell she wants. Top fort is down, top keep wall is down, and Blaze just has to sneeze at the bot fort and it'll go down too. 10s are in. We've got Rain of Vengeance, Divine Shield, which we've already seen, Wrath of the Injurious, Bunker, and Crystal Aegis. As the blue team continues to put pressure up here, they may back off towards the point, and there's a huge wave gathering bot that Rob's going to have to handle, as Team Happy Cloud does go for the healing beacon. We've got Hyperion, Warbringer, Starfall, Isolation, and Expulsion Zone. Tyrande does find out that they're working on this, but there's not a lot they can do about it. They're still looking to find a good fight. Uwu Fitting, popping in on Drinking Bird. There's the stun. They jump on the Tyrande, and she goes down immediately. Now the healing beacon goes down to try to save Fade's life, and there's a stab. A lot of damage down there on Chrisinator, but he's kept alive with a Divine Shield. A lot of damage on Fade. A great tongue by Zombie, but oh, what a stun by Rob, stunning 3! Drinking Bird managed to finish him off. Delta gets very low, but they manage to save him. King Carry popping once again. His pain is temporary, but goes down also, as again, this Vala can do whatever she wants. Let's have a look at what her damage looks like. 61,000 damage at 10 minutes. Raynor doesn't even have 2/3 of that. His comp cannot keep him as safe, and he is not as strong of a hyper carry. Big wave there, but we're looking at another fight here. Team Happy Cloud, or Team Arcane Lizard, they are looking to be Team Run It Down. Chrisinator just running in. He doesn't care. Gets healed by the Vala, gets healed by the Uther. And another important thing to notice is when Uther heals, he does give some armor with that. So the attacks of the Raynor just get weaker. And he is the hyper carry. Blaze not contested on this point yet. Varian looking at clearing wave. Team Happy Cloud or Arcane Lizard is going to take their opponent's camp. Why wouldn't they? They have complete map control here. So they take it, and Fade's going to pick it up. Drinking Bird here in the bottom, just looking to clear this wave. Now, he didn't take the cleave, because wave clear is not his job. So he didn't take the cleave at 7, so his wave clear is going to be a bit iffy. But that's not his job. His job is hit Qs in team fights. Stab people with Celestial Charge. That's his only job. Hit them, stun them, make sure they have Burn the Impure or yeah, Valorous brand on them, and then get cooldowns on your Celestial charge. And then blow them up over and over and over and over and over again. So it looks like they're using, again, the Volskaya Distractor. And they're going to use it right now. The Isolation comes out and it misses. Again, Zombie Boss focusing hard on the Vala, but Chrysinator, with all the pressure on his shoulders, he's playing like he hasn't got a care in the world. And now this is going to split Team 9 to 5. They have to decide what the bigger threat is. The Volskaya Distractor, with just one person in it. But now they're losing bottom gate. They are being forced into impossible choices by the comp of Team Happy Cloud. Now they realize that they're Oh, what a whip! Another great target for the taunt is that Ariel. If she's taunted, she can't heal. But the whip prevents the variant from getting that taunt. Top lane, it looks like the Volskaya Destructor might get that top keep as it goes down. Here comes Hyperion defending the keep here. Chrysinator is in deep. The Unstoppable and the Aegis go down, taking a lot of damage from Starfall. There's the Divine Shield, going to do so much damage with that. Decides to use it to get out. There's going to be... Oh, they try to jump on Chrysinator, but again, it just puts Varian in a dangerous position. And they grab the Zarya. They drop her in the middle of the team. Whip back, stunned against the wall. The blind on Varian. He's going to go down. Another great side. Down comes Zombie Boss, but it's too late. Rainer's down again. That is his third death of the matches. Gambit only has 2 stacks left. Zombie Boss looking for the tongue, but he can't walk through the entire team like that. He's just going to die. Zarya going down. A silence goes out, but now Dahaka's dead and Ferric gets finished by Chrysinator. Death timers aren't super long, but there's a 4-level lead in this game. It's 20-16 for Team Happy Cloud. This comp, absolutely unbelievable. The cheeky bunker drop so he doesn't get hit by the hand. I think we all know what's coming here, folks. Team Happy Cloud wins Game 3 going away. After that impressive display of the Varian Stukov in Zarya in Game 2, they said, you know what, we're going to bust out our secret comp. And their secret comp beat the ass, pardon the French, of 9 to 5. And to be honest with you, I don't know what Team 9 to 5 needs to do there. This was just an incredible comp. They did everything they could to jump on the Vala, maybe jump on the Ariel sometimes. But the cleanses, the Aegis, the incredible whips by Delta, and the fact that Vala could do whatever she wanted, and she was power spiking like mad with double healer. Her stacks were going up so fast that there was so little that the red team could do. And that's going to give Team Happy Cloud the 2-1 win with big GGs. What an incredible series. I really look forward to casting more of these teams and more of Heroic, because this was an absolutely brilliant series, and I loved this final composition. But that's it for me. This has been a replay series of the Heroic Division NGS series between Team Happy Cloud and Team 9 to 5. If you'd like to watch it again or share it with your friends, the VODs will be on Twitch for 7 days. And I also have a YouTube channel, which is YouTube Omster. And they will be there, I mean, permanently or until YouTube decides to start charging for having videos up. Thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate if there were any new followers today. And GG's, go and have yourself playing some HOTS. Have a good one.